Hey everybody, Asher here, back with more Humankind, where we are the Swedes, and on top of opening IKEAs and all around the world, we are currently working on building Big Ben everywhere that we can, because we're in the contemporary era. The game ends in 97 turns. We're going to be researching like crazy through a lot of text, because right now we're at the point of the game where just getting stars is enough, and we're the only group in the contemporary era. There's only one other group that's in another era, but see, we're at turn 300 is the end of the game. I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to end the game before turn 300, but we still have some stars that we can get. I don't think anyone's going to be able to catch us on fame for a few reasons, so we're just going to kind of hit the casual end turn button a little bit just to see kind of what we can make happen here. Like, we do have some potential border scuffling that's going on here, and we still are actually in the contemporary era with ballistae equipped elephants, because that's Humankind. If you missed it before, we have had, how do I put this, a lot of, well, we have sped our way through the eras because the pacing in this game is off. I mean, there's no other nice way to put it. The game ends up working out that you get through just the later eras really fast, and it's something that I was worried before I got this game it wouldn't be very well balanced, and it's not. And that's one reason I took the Swedes, is just because I know they're very strong, and this run has kind of already won to a point, so I'd like to actually just go ahead and win it. So we're just going to be trying to get through some of the stuff here. Sawmill, la la la, factory, blah blah blah. How far will you push Humankind? The Swedes have entered the final era. Once any of the following has occurred, the empire with the most fame will be declared the winner. Now this is a little hard to read over the land here, so let's put it over here. That's still kind of hard to read. Do we have like an ocean instead of a fog of war that we can put it in? Ugh, no. Okay, we'll just read it like this. Okay, game settings, game options. End conditions. The game will end when one of the following conditions is reached. Turn 300, earning every contemporary star. We're not going to do that, because that's going to take a really long time. We'd hit turn 300 first. Unlocking all endgame technologies. We might be able to do that. Eliminating all other empires, vassalizing all surviving empires, sending a mission to Mars, or rendering the world fit for unhuman life. So we could be doing a Mars mission, or we could be unlocking every single tech. We'll see. This game, sorry for the stutter here, but this game might end this episode. We don't know for sure. That's why we play the games. And like I said, my goal in doing this series was just to see, you know, how is Humankind the gameplay. But let's see here. Fever season. Oh, this feels wonderful. An unusual wave of sickness has broken out in the overcrowded metropolis of San Lorenzo. The origin of the illness is unknown. Some speculate it could be related to smog and pollution. That we are not producing, by the way. Or it could be a spike in the flu. In any case, more elderly are filling the city's hospitals. Do you institute quarantine measures, or do we go full Florida and wait? So announce the preventing measures here. We're not going to wait, because we've been in real life to know what happens here.
An ideology axis. Of all the epithets other empires may use for you, wishy-washy won't be one of them.
Alright, so we have more population. Everyone's getting upset that I'm going a lot farther, and that's okay. I don't think we have many wars against other players. But we are still in alliance. We're actually allied with every single player, which gives us quite a few bonuses. Let's see here. We can't actually buy out Big Ben, can we? No, but we got it in 3 turns because now our big production cities have gone. So what I did last time was I went ahead and I started working on things like research institutes. And those are going to, like, blow through science in a hurry. In fact, I should prioritize most of these. Yeah, we can't buy out a wonder, but I did want to see kind of what would happen here. So I am going to go and do some of this. We can build another research institute where 152 seems okay. Like, wow. We can build another research institute here. 107. And these get additional bonuses for being around places. Okay, we can't actually queue another one right now, but it's okay. We're just trying to build wonders right now. We're trying to speed run this. You know I don't do great with speed running these kind of games. 95 is actually surprisingly weak, but that's okay. This place has always kind of had some other stuff going on because we are Well, there's one thing I wanted to look for here, and it's not really having to do with this, because our stability is still insane because of everything that we're trading. We have access to aluminum. We know we do up here on this island, so I'm really glad that I took it. I'm looking for uranium, though. So we have aluminum over here as well. That's great. Oh, good. We have uranium here. Wow, we really bullied these guys out of resources. So we're going to need some of this to get through the end game, and that may be... I'm going to do a quick scan of the map here, although I could wait until satellites to do this. Aluminum's pretty well spread, but uranium and oil are the two resources that are notorious for not spawning. And right now I've only seen 2 oil things. That may be the world's only uranium, and if it's in our place, then yeah, I feel more than justified for bullying the AI out of it. So we're just going to station you guys here. Station there. It's all well and good. So yeah, we're in the time where things are just gonna go fast. All right, Angel Wings. For the longest time, Singai Nagar has faithfully served as a breadbasket of the Empire. Kinda, yeah, I guess. Its rich farmland, a source of envy of other territories. The people of the region, however, have often been called idle and accused of neglect or worse. Now the zoologist has identified a parasite thought to be responsible for what may be a character defect. Something, aka the common hookworm. Oh, that's actually historically accurate. The region's reputation for lethargic, exhausted workers was distended bellies and emaciated shoulder blades. Angel Wings is clear. What will you do? So we can educate, we can treat it, or we can discredit it. We're gonna treat it because...
You're at the end of an ideology.
Yes, we know.
Well, there's something to be said for unswerving dedication to a cause.
Yep. We're going to put you musketeers over here, too. So we have a lot of units, because I saw this happy little stack over here, and I'm not sure exactly why that place has wings, but yeah. This little stack of horsies, we could totally crush them if we wanted to. I just don't really want to, but yeah, pollution, the Austro-Hungarians are doing it. It's not us, but like I said before, the, one of the issues that comes up in this game, and it's kind of like the Civ problem, is that you get to the end of the line, and suddenly it's like, okay, end turn, end turn, end turn, end turn. So the first thing we're going to do is research stuff that'll put our resources online, which means we need Research Institute, which gives us theory of relativity, scientific prestige, which is nice, and uranium. So those are the first 2. Now, there's a lot of other techs we can get that certainly would seem nice, but they don't. Like colony grid. It's kind of useless here. We're not building new colonies here, unless we want to get rid of, like, major cities. There's lots of other things we can build. Our emblematic unit is way down here for stealth corvettes, because apparently the Swedes have scary boats. Actually, the Swedish naval history is really fascinating to read about, if that's anything that you're ever interested in. So let's go do this. Anything that really, like, helps out stuff. High density habitation, sewage treatment plant for extra stability. I think that is important. Alright, bomb shelters, food plaza, but that does give us +1 stability for population. I think going for the missile silo is going to be good. Just because that gives us space station. And that can be stuff that we can research, because we'll need to put some of these other things online here pretty soon. So there we go. Like I said, we're just moving through the time. I had to check and make sure. It's like, oh my god, have I not been recording any of this? But I have been. So that's exciting. Are we just about done with Big Ben? Yes. Alright, the Poles have reached the industrial era as the Zulu. Cool, congratulations. Population loss, so our cities are getting too big for their britches, I guess. So each of the distinguished monuments can be a testament to humankind.
Big Ben will give you a visible and official correct time. Rather important now that all the clocks of an entire empire need to agree on it.
Yeah, they just have to look across the ocean for some of that. More importantly, they put the Wi-Fi up on the top of the Big Ben Tower. I mean, that is just known. So, claimed by the Swedes. We can't claim... I don't think we can claim any of these. Oh my god, we can claim some of the older ones. Well, I'd rather do new ones. So, Christ the Redeemer. Plus 5 science on holy site. Plus 20% money generated from ongoing trade in all cities. Or on calm city, plus 10% everything. So the city must be calm. Let's close this for a second. Are you calm? You're settled. I imagine that's better than calm. So we're getting research. We're going to get research out the wazoo here in just a second. And I know I just said out the wazoo. I don't really care. So actual money's good. That's 20% money for that. Sydney Opera House is probably just 10% of everything. Let's claim that. And then I think this is probably our most successful city now. So we'll drop this. Like, what seems like a good place for an opera house? Cannot be done on this type of terrain. Does it need to be on the coast? Must be placed on coastal water. Oh, like that. Okay. Fascinating. Well, that's certainly fun. I mean, we're going to deprioritize the hell out of this. Because we need to research. Look at all that. Look at all that research. We're just spiking all of a sudden. Alright, anything else here? Fiber plant for 10% food. We do need some of this production just to get a little bit bigger. A library is going to be +1 science per population. These are actually going to contribute more, so let's go ahead and start hard building them. So an academy's good. We actually can't afford to upgrade the academy here. But yeah, that's a big positive. That's a big positive. I think we're okay. I love that we're still building a charcoal kiln and we're in the contemporary era. Come on, guys. What are you doing? Okay, anyway. Units moving and turn. So we're going to fly through some research here in a hurry. Like this, 2 turns, aeronautics research, so now we can build airplanes. We could probably get an achievement for that if we wanted to. But we're going to do something else in just a second. So we're close to a war victory. These are all bugs. Like I said, one of the things that's been not surprising, but maybe a little disappointing, is the prevalence of bugs that have appeared in the game. So we're going to go ahead and finish that. That's fine. And then we can get to these after we finish the high furnace, which actually does unlock coal plants. But yeah, we're just flying through stars here. So now we can finally unlock the secrets of aluminium, if that's how you want to pronounce it. And then look at how close we are already here on turns. So if we're going to do this, we're going to go ahead and make ourselves research focused. That seems fine. Since we have a button for that already. So aluminium. We can drop it right here. And that'll be there next turn. And our other one is all the way over here. And I wish I could just buy you out, but I'm pretty sure we don't need these units now, so that's a plus. Saffron manufactory. Let's see what happens when we build multiple of these two. Obviously, we're going to put an aluminum mine first. Alright. And then could put an airport as well for less stability and more money for all this. Doesn't seem very exciting. Alright. Can build yet another research institute. So many research institutes. Alright, how are we on stars, by the way? If we're here, we got a lot of techs. We've got a lot of quarters that we're making. We got some people that are growing. So we're actually going to be generating some more fame by probably doing some other stuff here. So the Mongols feel differently. Everybody's got some stuff that's going on here.
Have a seat. Have a glass. Let's get to know each other.
Alright, so...
Tell
Look,
me what is on your mind.
I could have clicked this the whole time. Nobody wants to fight.
All those of honest intent may have my ear.
Yep. Pearls. See, this is good. I would have liked to have bought these before, but they were a little expensive before. But now we can just hook them up. And that will pay for itself very fast. You here.
You have my ear. Tell me what you wish to discuss.
Okay, so Zulu from the industrial era who are oppressing my people. You're the dude whose claims I could press, but I would rather not. So let's go here. Contemporary era.
You have unlocked the Research Institute. It will not merely provide additional answers, but open up a whole range of ever more perplexing questions.
Alright. Which means next we're doing uranium enrichment, and then we're going for a bunch of other stuff. Alright, so look at that. 12.4k science. And we're about to ramp that up really hard here in just a few. Inconvenient Truths, Part 2. There has been an unsettling turbulence in the weather in recent years. The seasons seem less reliable than they once did. Though scorned by many of their peers, several preeminent scientists argued that emissions of increasing industrialization are causing the planet's temperature to rise and turn its climate to grow less predictable. They claim disruption will grow far more severe if rapid action is not taken. This is a little bit of BS. I understand why in the game, but in the 1800s, people were already publishing articles, and it's pretty widely understand that like coal-firing plants and stuff were affecting the environment. Even going to school in the 80s, there really wasn't a question that they called it global warming instead of climate change back then, but it isn't really until the more modern, like, post-Newt Gingrich crazy kind of stuff, if we're looking at America, but worldwide just in general, a lot of disinformation coming out from corporate interests that would rather pollute here. So I gotta go there anytime someone talks about this, because the whole humans affecting the climate of the earth is not controversial. We could have a conversation about the amount or degrees that's occurring, but I think the evidence, well, not I think, from the evidence that I've read, it's pretty overwhelming that there is a positive correlation between human actions and increase in global overall temperatures. So we're going to investigate it, because further hypothesis if there's an important thing here. We could order our factories to devise cleaner methods, sanction those who will not comply, protesting on 7 targets for minus industry. Let's trigger another narrative event for more science.
Reaching the end of an ideology axis?
Yes, we know.
Think of it as being focused, yes? Very goal-oriented.
Right, so uranium, we're here. And an air star's been unlocked. We've already got quarters and districts and stuff. And see, getting 21 stars is really tough when it's like some of these things, like connecting a bunch of expansionist stars and getting 3 stars there is going to be a pain in the ass. Alright, so we have a bunch of civics we can choose from. More importantly, though, we do need to go down here. Uranium mine. So, oil well, uranium mine. Look at this. Just such an important area here. Alright, let's go ahead and do this Research Institute. And then we'll do the oil well. And after the uranium mine's done... Look! Someone's already bought our oil. So that's fun, because the AI just gets to do that. I'm really surprised that we actually got everything. I was not expecting that at all. Alright, so we can't fly. We're not polluting the world. Inconvenient Truths, Part 2. After long and careful study, your scientists present the results of their studies on the effects of ever hotter Earth. Their findings make for a bleak reading. Flash fires and coastal flooding will ravage countless communities. In the decades to come, there is a window of opportunity in which to prevent this. The cost of change will be high. Should we do it? Now, this is another one of those things, just about late-game balance, is I see what they're trying to do here, which is change. You can do cost here or stasis. Accept donations from fossil fuel mandates and ignore the scientists' findings. Like, I get all of this, but the 400 cost for a positive effect. That's like nothing. These numbers need to be like rebalanced really hard. So another intern, urban planning. This is pretty exciting because we have another city cap. Not that it matters very much. And close to defeat, your population. It's just, why are we... We're not at war with these people. Nobody's fighting us. Foreign war. The Mongols are fighting the Zulu. Hang on.
A delight, as always.
All right.
We aid each other.
So, at war with the Zulu. So, early modern era. Yet y'all still want your Mongol hordes. It's fun. How are we doing on aluminum, by the way? Are we getting there? Okay, we're there in a turn. That's good. So we have a lot of stuff going on. Power lines for progress, that's nice. So population gain, another era star for an agrarian here. Meanwhile, people are buying our porcelain. It's fun. Idle city. Alright, so you built your shit. You can work on the opera house too. See, if we build a hamlet, that's actually pretty terrible. So we could do high furnace, taxation office, bank, commodity market, alchemist workshop, academy. I mean, this place has a lot of science quarters. I think an academy is actually a really good investment. It's going to take some turns, but we only have a few turns here. So what? The human engine. The Empire's made impressive strides. Now we have to talk about how we feel about slavery. How about we don't do slavery? Wow. Like, we're in the contemporary era. Hey, have you thought about enslaving people that you've conquered? We actually haven't conquered anybody. We've been that bad at war. Okay, so we're almost to the point where we're going to drop a big science bomb on this game. So power lines for research, that's fun. Swaziland discovered, or Swishwald. We've discovered a nice forest that was there the whole time. Uh-oh. Hey, guys! What you doing? Are you actually about to backstab me?
Your company brings me great cheer, as always.
Huh. Okay. Well, since you guys thought it'd be fun to do this, let's just go up at, let's just nip this in the bud real quick, shall we? Because I don't like it when you have a bunch of horse archers running around when I can just upgrade my troops to line infantry real quick. I think that's our French emblematic unit, I'm not sure. But look, even our halberdiers become, like, everybody gets a gun. We're America now. And we're actually getting rid of anti-cavalry units just to get gunners. So that's fun. So Leventa, no construction. We have another potential research institute. Wow, 95. This place ended up being alright. We could drop forests in there to decrease pollution. We could throw in a hydraulic dam. Do we have some decent rivers, I guess, but like, this place is producing 1,000 science per turn. That's pretty damn good. Like, just a lot of options here, but see how fast we're moving through the game. Alright, so we got a few things here just because we have all of our stuff, and we have radar that's now available. So anti-air surveillance. This is the thing, is that I'm really curious about how endgame warfare would go, and we're not really going to be able to see it unless I just want to crush some people, which I could. I mean, if they come after me, I'm going to return the pain a little bit. Like, it looks like you want to find out, sir. You want to mess around and you want to find out. I guess that is your prerogative. I'm gonna wait a turn. Alright. So, since we're here, you're just working on the Sydney Opera House, which is more of just a fame thing. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead, and I think it's time to push the button. So let's get our best Matt Damon face on and say, let's science the shit out of this. So just so we know, beforehand we're doing 15.6 science per turn. This city by itself is doing nearly 2,000. Now the city's doing 4,000. Next, this city's doing 1,000 and has a research core that's almost done. Oh well, let's science the shit out of this. 2,500. Okay, you need some more researchers. We don't need as many market people. Alright, so 1,500 science. That's pretty nice. Science! Alright, 5 science. Not gonna bother. 13 science. Not gonna bother. 1,500 science. Decent. Let's do it like this. Laventa. We can go ahead and finish that. And where's my science button? Science! Science is real. Lulaban. I think you're in a good position for 1,300 science. Your science is surprisingly disappointing for as much stuff here, but that's because you need an academy. Still, we're at 82 turns until the game's over. Science. And then, so that's pretty much everybody. So I don't remember the number that I said before, but now we're at 35k science. And everything, I want us to say this again, everything's done in one turn. Everything. So you know what we're going to do? We're just going to go a little bit crazy. Let's go ahead and get this. Let's get this. No, maybe not that. Because I don't really care about those just yet. We could do computing, because that'll increase stuff. Renewable energy is certainly fun, but we want to get the things that will, online encyclopedia. That's fun. But like neural implant, fusion reactor, military laser, space orbital, exosuits. So we're going to try to build a space station pretty soon. But we have a lot of research that we're going to be able to do in one turn just from 35k science. So let's see how stupid we are about to get just by dropping a big science bomb here. We have 1 science star available. I have a feeling we're going to get a few more. So 7 cities with collective minds. We're actually losing a shit ton of money all of a sudden. Alright, so science is worth it, right? We have ballistics, we have a space station. All monetary production's going over here. Even with bankruptcy, our stability is not really in question. So let's do another. Okay, idle army up here. That's fine. Intern. Still bankrupt. We have tanks. Communication satellites now researched. So we get tech park. We actually have our own unit now, so we can... Oh, actually, we can't build it because we don't have access to the other oil. So that's another bummer about the late game here. So even more science. The Austro-Hungarians are now modern Egyptians, as I think I can hear a cat puking in the background or pooping in the background. So we've unlocked computers here. We're pretty far in debt. We have gotten captain of industry for fun, I guess. Neural implants, so 300 fame and increased influence and stability. So look at that. The linking of network world has ever been more intimate with human brain. These devices increase the capacity of humankind to think, dream, and achieve. So we are just blasting through the tech tree now. Like, if we look here, are we actually almost done? Like 2, we get this in 1 turn. 4, 8. These are all 1 turn. All right, so what are we researching right now? Nuclear fusion. Can we see how much science this costs? A bit. We'll drop into a loss here. Einstein's famous equation governs the energy release when it's transferring energy, for better or for worse. So now we have potential nuclear doctrine. So we are just researching the crap out of this. The Wild Frontier. Everyone knows what this face is if you have a phone. Do we have phones? We do. Alright, so that was a fun barking fest for my dog that's probably still going to bark, so that's fun. The emergence of the internet has led to an explosion of content with every hue and color. We all know what that face is. Most sites are haha apolitical. They're really trying to toe the line here. But some are highly political and sometimes critical of your government. With the web not respecting traditional borders, most content is possible to police. What is your stance on the public's access here? We could restrict it and lose even more money than we have. Or we can consent and get defiant cities with minus stability here. Our culture is one of press freedom. Even if we are attacked, we are stronger. Wow. So we're actually ditching our ideology either way. And I don't know... why this moves the axis towards authority when it's asking for freedom. So that seems weird. I'd like to do neither of these. But restricting also seems like it could be bad. This is like some half-baked shit at the end of the game here. But hey, it's cool because we're going to get a fusion reactor, which is going to put 50% industry on a city or outpost. Like, let's look at this tech one more time. Just because I want to make sure this is clear, because this is one of the endgame end of the tree techs. Global Messiah, 300 fame, fusion power, increased industry, and reduced pollution. This is just increased industry, which is actually going to push our science even harder, I think. So look at this. We have all this influence. Can we pay people in influence here? Can we go like some super modern stuff here? But yeah, our empire research has gone a little bit higher. Fusion reactor, Era star unlocked. Because now we're at 78. We only have 4 stars. But if we look at the end game conditions one more time, it's unlocking all the end game technologies. So I'm going to assume that if we go to the technology tree and we unlock space orbital, exosuit, and military laser, we could do that. Now, there is a whole space program thing and everything that we can do as well. Like, if we look at San Lorenzo here, we could totally build, like, a space station to get some fame. We have oil for that. Geosynchronous satellite, that seems fine. Not exactly sure why we don't have the ability to build a space program. But, like, we could totally, like, build it right there, I guess. Alright. So another national project is on the way. So we may, you know what, just for the sake of not going too crazy here, like covert ops, military laser, because now we'll have orbital lasers, which are fun. I may try to slow my roll here just a little bit, but let's hear. The Nuclear Spectre. Your scientists have combed the deepest depths of reality and the quest for knowledge, have discovered weapons of terrifying power to society. You must be clear how they're going to deploy. So show details. We could do nuclear disarmament to move more towards the world axis, or we could do nuclear proliferation and have the ability to do a fission test. We're going to
You have to wonder
disarm.
if the ability to commit mass suicide is really in our long-term interest.
It's not. Also, I'm not exactly sure with the money and why we're still dropping down here, but we have more stars, more fame. Military lasers are researched. So let's see here. How close are we? We're fighter jets. Fighter jets into space orbital, right? So 1, 2... Let's just intern one more time. And I think that's going to be our science bomb here. So we can end the game pretty soon. In fact, I might just end the game pretty soon at this point, because we're kind of in a one run. But let's hear. The distant metropolis. Founding cities across the continent is a challenging endeavor, but still much simpler than founding them on foreign shores. Seasons, climate, wildlife, staple foods. Everything is alien, not just population drawn largely from local stock. Now that you find yourself in such a position with the empire fragmented across different land masses, you must decide how to do it. Wow, we could have had this a long time ago. So vassal colonies or naturalized colonies. So we could have harmonious colonies or money-making colonies. We'll let them be harmonious.
Seems to be a bit more humanitarian, though the folks back home might view it otherwise.
Oh, the folks back home can suck it. So 74 turns to end this. So we're going to be able to research a space orbital. Alright, composite armor also happened to be researched. So there's money here, plus 50% plus on city cap. Thanks to your political platform, another level with the leader doesn't want to survey the Earth from space and set its location among the stars. So let's go through our cities again, because like I said, we could just blast through all the in-game techs. In fact, we have exosuit available in one turn. Let's go ahead and turn off our science here for a second. Just so we can have a proper kind of... We can totally do this just to finish out the game. And like I said, I definitely do want to, and there's two reasons for it. One is that I kind of have enough of a feeling of what the late game looks like, feels like, smells like, etc., etc. But the other side of it, honestly, is that I do want to show a little bit of it here. So we need to actually go from that research-focused all the way to a money-focused. Can we do money-focused on all cities? Like, we're going to make 7,000 per turn. So that's a plus. So we'll be out of the woods soon here. So Sydney Opera House. Don't know why you're suddenly not building it, but like geosynchronous satellite. Also good. So that'll be done in one turn. Research Institute, we don't really need you now, so let's see if we can get the Opera House built. Like, it's just flying through science if you want to win the game outright. Pretty damn fast. Alright, so geosynchronous satellite will take a turn. Hydroelectric dam, 11 turns. Like, our industry is not nearly as high as it could be. But it does exist. So Playhouse will be done. And then High Furnace is cute. But let's just go ahead and build the Wonder. Game's just about over anyway. We don't need the Academy anymore. So Opera House in 13 turns. Let's hit the end turn button here. And then we'll go to other stuff. And Eye in the Sky. There's no hiding from the Swedes now at the world's first satellites in orbit. Permanent vision of the map, making it nearly impossible to hide strategic decisions. So, Aerostar unlocked. So look at how much fame we have. 9,000. We have officially dunked on everybody else. And we can end the game kind of when we want to. So instead, let's go to the tech screen here. We're going to stop researching exosuits for a second. Because we almost have it. And let's just research some other stuff. Just for fun here. Like, civil engineering could be good. Plus one money for land trade route seems nice. Wireless technology. Plus 2 influence. I didn't build a lot of commons quarters. So, like, let's see here. Civil engineering. Naval here. Free trade agreement. We're not really buying resources anymore. Suburbs is good. This is good. Mechanical harvesting's cute, but we're not really going to build a lot of it. So if we go through all this, we still should be hitting that end turn button pretty hard. I love that video games, +1 stability per population on city or outpost. So what did we end up having as a stacking debuff here for going so many turns hard into science? -10 stability. That is such a minor penalty here. And still, the Egyptians now are dumping a lot of shit in the air. So we could have ended the game here right about 1500. That's fine. The Walking Wounded Wars. Well, we're getting this one late. Many successfully thought have been part of parcel of the Empire's recent history. They really haven't. Yet those same wars have trumped. See, this is kind of the thing. It's like we get these events for shit that hasn't happened. Everything from shell shock to losing limbs has ailed these brave men and women. They hide in the shadows, almost ashamed. We're going to rehabilitate because we could honor them and pay money and get celebrating, I guess. The thing is that I always get a little bit distraught when I see so many people that are like, I honor you, thank you for your service, etc., etc. And yet I have a lot of clients that are like this. Remember, it's like, I just need a job or something. And it's like, no, I just want to thank you for your service. It's like, can you thank you for your service by hiring me or being willing to use... Wow, I don't actually see the whole map. We're not seeing the polls very well. Maybe next turn. But yeah, I have a lot of clients that run into this issue where it's like, you're going to talk nice to me, but you're also just trying to get me out of your hair. So manufacturing's down here. We can throw a space station. Where can we throw a space station? We can throw a space station right here. I mean, that cuts down a lot of trees. We can do space station in the New World. This seems like a good spot. Space station in 4 turns. Let's finish this first, and we'll get some people to do it as well. So, Sydney Opera House in 5 turns. See, I want to get some of this stuff done. I'm trying not to like just totally blow through stuff, but even then, we're getting 1,600 research or 16,000 research per turn. So I mean, look, and they're just entering like the modern or the industrial era. So it just is what it is. All right, so money per land trade route. So that's even more money. Look, we're suddenly back. Suddenly, our stability is totally fine. Like, look at that. So many stability gains. Now, this kind of means that, yeah, I should be playing on a higher difficulty. That's true. But I'll go ahead and give the narrative for that now as we're going through this. Is I do want to play this game again. I'm enjoying what I'm doing so far, even despite the faults. But I'm going to be critical of it here, too, while I can. And just say, you know, this needed a little bit more time in the oven. This is definitely a release where some stuff really could have just, you know, the numbers could have been balanced. They could have totally done another early access or open dev build and balanced out a lot of the late game. But they wanted to save the late game to have surprises for people upon the full release. But I think there's more value, to be honest, in actually releasing a finished product, which is not what we're really getting here. And these Mongols, they're trying to fight. There's actually like a war up here. Look at this. We could like totally blast these guys from the sky. Intern. You know what's funny is that I'm supposed to have revealed the map with my geosynchronous satellites. Do I need to actually click on the thing and like activate it? So there's our 3rd science star. We have 7 of 21 stars. We can go into the postmodern era, I guess. But yeah, we're probably going to be riding over 10,000 stuff for sure. So the Swedes successfully built the first space station. Interplanetary expeditions are expensive, but apparently worthwhile, because we can just kind of end the game here. So you guys have some shit to say to us. Yep, whatevs. And you guys, look at all the shit you have. You already own a trade license for this, so I don't understand. I guess it's just blocked. Like, that's fine. Ambergris, Papyrus. I guess the trade routes are just blocked by war. Alright, so no current construction here. Sydney Opera House is, like, close to being done. Oh, no, we actually need more aluminum. Why haven't you finished the aluminum, dude? Alright. Who doesn't have aluminum? You haven't done aluminum yet. Okay, can we just put you up here real quick? There, aluminum. It's done. Sydney Opera House will be done. And then now we can go over here. So if we go to San Lorenzo, first off, let's just click here, because this is where we put this. Okay, La Venta. Apparently we can launch a polar satellite to view the rest of the world. That's fine. Everything is fine. We have a bunch of areas that are totally okay. We can't actually put it there. But yeah, we have all this open land, so let's use it for space. That seems fun. Alright, so polar satellite. And Laventa, Lulaban can work on that next. Y'all can work on this next. It's not going to take 21 turns. It's really not. We have so many religious buildings that we're not building. We don't even need these things anymore. They're too good. They're so good we don't need them. And I can totally make some of those little places this. So 9 turns now. That's fine. We got 68 turns until it's done. The thin blue line, the whole Empire and probably most of the world are watching with bated breath as an astronaut under your great flag glides out in the newly constructed space station for the first time. After the first few steps in the inaugural spacewalk, the astronaut speaks directly to you. This thin blue line, they say, pointing to all that stands between all life on Earth and all the cold, dark void of space, is truly a humbling experience. Along with the rest of the Empire, they await your reply. Your words will shape the inspired generation. What will you say? So, stimulate, demand, or motivate. So, yet with our intellect and courage, we will bridge the gap and usher in a new age, and we will be humble yet brave as we build our way into the stars. Or motivate. Truly breathtaking, this vista can inspire each and every last one of us to live our best, most productive life. Well, I'm not going to best life. It will.
You have reached the end of an ideology axis.
Yes, I have.
Of all the epithets other empires may use for you, wishy-washy won't be one of them.
All right, so Opera House is done. And we can claim another wonder.
The curves of this glorious opera house are even more impressive when you consider the fact that the plans were rescued from the trash can.
That's nice. So, Christ the Redeemer or this thing for more money. And then we get bonuses based on some other research that we got since the last time that was here. This is probably better. We'll just claim it. I mean, what the hell else are we going to do at this point? Everybody's building the polar station. Is there anything else I can build at this point? We have, like, lunar lander. Oh, no. We need 2 oil. Has anybody even claimed this oil yet? No, they don't have the technology for it. So that's the other thing, is that we cannot actually go through, and that's one reason I want to go through this. We can't actually go through the whole Mars mission because we're so far ahead. We would have to either go to war and take these guys out. We really have no great claim here. Oh, look, there's some other polar uranium. And they have some oil. So there's a little bit of oil up here. I don't know how I missed that. But yeah, I'm not really in a mood. Like I said, I'm enjoying this, but I definitely want this to end. But we can actually see like the worldwide amount available here. It's nice that we have some, but we're not going to be able to go to Mars, for instance, because we would need to like bloody up and take people, and that's just not our RP. So knowledge here is fine, and we have one more turn. So let's go ahead and pop the exosuit here. So, video nasties. Oh no, with your choice of giving citizens access to the internet, unfortunately, they can sometimes be exposed to harmful intrusions. Now, hackers of unknown origin have released a deepfake video that purports to show you taking bribes from foreign investors. The people's faith in you would be shaken without a robust response. So, we can ignore it and we'll get an extra 15 minutes of fame, but the best response is to let the story die, even if it does cost influence. So, people won't like us, or citizens must be aided and developing the critical faculties to distinguish themselves. So science and investigation. I'd rather educate than ignore, but...
You're at the end of an ideology axis? Well, there's something to be said for unswerving dedication to a cause.
Alright. Yeah, I think...
Though humankind's thirst for energy has no limits, the planet does. Now we can take what we need, while leaving something for the future.
Alright, so... We're still not producing pollution, though. First, we discovered renewable energy. We launched a satellite for your second of this type. So, can we actually launch it? So it says polar satellite here. Weird. So satellite network. Once again, we need 2 oil and 3 aluminum. So we don't really have either of those. So that's fun. And it doesn't look like there's any little thing here that says, by the way, let's fire this stuff. Or we could do trains. We could do an apothecary. We don't really have a lot of new buildings we could do either in like a nuclear plant. +2 industry per, -1 pollution on train station. Hydroelectric dam. That's fine. Solar farm. That's fine. Okay, so no production here because they're done. You know what? Screw it. Let's just throw the Empire State Building. Let's see. What does it do? So it's just something for everybody everywhere. All right, then it seems like a good thing to put on like a high area, like right here. That seems fine. So we're just dropping wonders now. But it doesn't really matter very much. We're just going to finish the game here. But yeah, this is Humankind. This is kind of the idea. Like I said, it's good, but it could be great. And that's, I guess, one of the things that's just a little bit irritating about it is that they clearly put a lot of work into this, and at some point you have to release the damn thing. But at the end game here is really just a click fest, and I know some of that is because I'm on a lower difficulty, but if you notice, we took multiple episodes to get through different eras, and it's pretty much just like after the early modern era, once we get to the early modern era, just bam, bam, bam. So running wild, the advent of urban planning, a scientific discipline dedicated to designing healthy, productive cities, draws attention to the Empire's young, their welfare, and their role. So children's rights. Child education or child employment? We're going to do child education.
The long-term strategy seems to be smarter if it's built on lifting everyone up.
Irreligion, we're not going to do that. That's one of those ones that, so you don't have to take these. Religious minorities. Yeah, I don't think any of these are going to throw us towards an axis. Technically, war slaves would, but we don't want that. So automation. Now there's even more things that we can do. But see, some of the things we can't even build because we don't have oil. And I mean, technically, oh, you know what? We can actually totally move a unit up here and like try to take this. So you can be upgraded to what? Oh, you don't have enough oil. Well, that's fun. Okay, like if we move you up here and put an outpost up here, we have revealed oil and uranium. It's really interesting that my auto-exploring great swordsman here never went up here to find these little islands. So see, there's a little more oil. That's pretty good. But there is, I will say in all fairness, that there is a well, why have we not revealed this? I guess the satellite takes a few years to go around. Like there's more oil. So part of what's going on here is that we're really just going to need to the next time we play, there's going to be more patches that will make more improvements. And this is one of those things where like they've already improved the map generation and everything. But there's other balance things, numbers things, things like that I want to see. But like the map here hasn't really changed. Everyone's just kind of been in stasis while I've been plowing through stuff here. So the game ends in 63 turns. We got another star here. So we get even more fame. Mass entertainment. So we got video games. Get to intern for another thing here. So they moved in position, but they decided not to fight us. And now we have exosuit researched. Okay, so high camo, exosuit, and we're at the end of our journey. There we go. So almost right on time. So if I were trying to play this through, if this were a more difficult game, I'd totally be going to war and trying to push for this and get for resources. I probably would have kicked both these people off my continent, but everything is just kind of settled. So one of the empires and researched all technologies. And that's not all technologies, that's all the end technologies. You'll be remembered as Asher, mythical ruler of the Swedes. So Merchant Star's also been unlocked, so we have a lot of points. So our researchers are currently idle. So we have a lot of overflow here, which is fun, I guess. Can we just like auto pick research? But yeah, we can end. It's not just end turn; it says end game, and I think it is time to just end it. So this is Humankind, I guess, and we can just put a thing. Really, there's no great way to do this, but I think ending the game is just fine. So let's look at the end and kind of see what happens.
First among equals, peerless among peers. Without inflating your ego too much, it must be said that you have claimed a mythic place in the tumultuous history of humankind. A great part of your legacy is the remarkable equilibrium with which you created it. You will be remembered for balance. You were also one of those who managed to build a wonder. For this alone, you deserve to be remembered, if nothing else. And I must mention the surprising lack of pollution on the planet you leave to your children. Difficult, but possible.
That's a big 0 for us, yes.
Your fame also derives from your religious role. You persevered as a leader of a faith in these difficult times. And though your people may have found it difficult, history is certainly impressed. You participated in the longest war.
Wow, we did? Okay.
Congratulations. Under your guidance, the thrilling tale of humankind has been rewritten in your own words. There may be future adventures and deeds, an even grander scope for this grand story. Regardless, you have left a great mark and answered the question: how far will you push humankind?
So there's the big hand, there's the game. So this has been Asher with Humankind, and now we have stat screen in my swanky suit there. Second place is Makeda. Best era is Ancient with the Harapan. So you can see our best era was the Contemporary era, where we got a bunch of like bonus fame just for unlocking a bunch of stuff. The Harapan's over here, and then third place is you with Zhao in the Ancient era. So that's really fascinating. That typically when I've seen other people's endgame screens, they'll have like not everybody just doing their best in the Ancient era, but it kind of speaks to the game as well. Now, these two people were not on my continent, and I kind of got pushed in a corner, so I had to work my way back. But there we go, my stupid mug up there in the front, just looking around. Yep, there I'm looking at the camera. So we were a nomadic tribe first, and we got 40 fame, and I did a terrible job of founding outposts. One thing I could definitely do better is do those faster. So we were the Olmecs, which are apparently underpowered and should never be chosen. Then we got the Greeks and kind of turned it around with research. And then we got the Khmer, and this was the last era that we spent a lot of time in. Because then the early modern era, the Dutch, we just flew right through it. The Khmer set us up to be incredibly strong. And then the industrial era, we allegedly were French at one point. It didn't last very long. Which leads to the contemporary era, which you should know from watching this episode all the way through. Thank you so much for sticking around. We even managed to dunk and get 7 stars. So, that's cute. And we could go through on the next player as well, but I don't really care. Stats here. Fame. We were low on fame until we weren't, and then the AI never really caught up. But you can see where we were on the struggle bus to start. Some of that was from me learning the game, but some of that was also from me just trying to work through some stuff. So biggest city, as I said, would be Singay Nagar. That was just a really good city. Longest war, the war against the British, which we are having trouble identifying now. But yeah, there wasn't a lot of fighting between the AIs here. Curiosities found 52. The longest ideology was progress, apparently. But if we look at fame, food, industry, yeah, that's the Khmer definitely helped with that. Money, Look at that. We went into the black, or back into the black. But yeah, you can see where we kind of moved around on all the strategies. It's funny that the Olmecs didn't really do a lot with food, but our influence was definitely an asset here compared to the Poles or whoever they are now. To do that. Stability, we just traded with everybody. That needs to be balanced. Our population was higher than everybody else. Our religion was the dominant religion. After a while, our research went up pretty high. What was our science production? There we go. You can see where we just blasted through the entire like research thing at the end here. But even before, even when I did like tests, let me test and see what the science does here. We like dwarfed the opponents in science. Trade, we always be trading. Our military might was also some of the strongest, even though we weren't fighting anybody. And then cities, we had 7. We could have had more. So it says we have continue game or go back to main menu. Without further end trigger. No, I'm going to quit to the main menu. So, Humankind. There you go. That is a full playthrough. I will put it this way. There's a foundation here that's definitely workable. The early game is very interesting, and I'm curious to see how it plays on a higher difficulty setting. Clearly, Nation difficulty is one that you can beat pretty well just by leaning into your strengths pretty hard. However, I won't be revisiting this game again myself, really personally, or on the channel either, until there's some serious balance fixes and some serious retuning. Like, you saw some of the numbers there that were like, haha, 400 money to fix all of climate change when I was making thousands per turn. Just little balance things like that. The ability to fly through the tech tree at the end. I mean, I set up for it and I had the opportunity to set up for it, but the second half of the game, like, if you look at the video playlist for this here, you see I spent a lot of time early, interesting, having to make some choices, and then suddenly it was end turn, end turn, end turn. But that's Humankind for now, so thanks for watching. I would definitely say, is it worth playing right now? I'd give it a hard maybe. If you want to learn about it, definitely pick it up on Gamepass and figure out the game. Just understand that it's not in a complete state right now. And that was my hypothesis at the start, that it was not in a complete state, but I wanted to give it a shot, and here we are. Did give it a shot. So I think it's a game that will be good and has potential to be very good, but Amplitude Studios has their work set out for them. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. One more breathing sigh. I'm going to go get some Swedish meatballs and call it a day. You all have a good one. Thank you so much for sticking with the series. There will be lots more fun gaming content. Some very good 4Xs coming up here in the future. I'm going to be doing another run through of Remnants of the Precursors before its release. I'm not going to do as long of a game as I did last time, but I do want to play with some of the mods there. And then hopefully before the end of the year, we will be able to start a series on Distant Worlds 2, which is one of my most anticipated games this year. And I'm really happily surprised to learn that it is dropping this time around. So that's it for Humankind, but there's a lot more content to come. Thanks again for watching. I really appreciate you all sticking around, and we'll do this again another day. You all take care.